Hey everybody, welcome back. Now that we've passed the minor technology snafu, so I am in my drawing screen. So, actually let's show what's going on here. So here I actually have my, what I was working on, which actually I could crop this down a little bit more. I feel like two is a nice width, just because it allows evenness, and then we'll bring this up to 6. Alright, cool. So basically the idea is that this would be used and put over like your DM screen, and I have these because these are the scalings for like if you have a thicker custom DM screen, you would use from the top blue line to the bottom. If you have just a standard like D&D or Pathfinder or any other type DM screen, you use a smaller fold. So what I'll actually do is switch here, switch tools, and we're gonna go line tool, and it's not a straight line, it's actually gonna be shape. Yeah, line style though is gonna be dotted. Let's remove fill because we're gonna go stroke because it's a line, and let's just undo that. Alright, so let's zoom in because we want to make sure our alignments are nice and tight. So shift all the way across. Alright, cool, and then we're gonna do the same thing here, and then one more. Alright, then I could take these guides and just throw them out. And let's see, just for a second, let's see, show grid. Something's off. So this one came out great, but the other two did not, and the question is why. They're adding, actually, hey, it's not the wrong one. Oh, all right, fine, we'll do it one at a time. So then let's see if we remove our guides. You did not do what I wanted. Alright, that's fine. One's fine. Width is 10. No, that's the full width. One's fine. Let's go 10. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. It's over 5. That's weird. And then if I do 6, it gets more spread. 8. There it is. And then we're gonna go view, show grid. Actually, I meant show guides because the guides are what matter. So we're gonna dupe and grab my handy dandy U. So this one can go away. Boom. Boom. And this grid line actually can go because I already evened it out. That's that. And then if we go view, show, and we remove our grid, then if we just control minus, see, now we have our fold line. So that'll be nice for just folding over. And this will be a nice little small graphical element. But it is not the only one. Next is to actually build what's needed for our frame boxes. So the problem with Photoshop is with its shape tool, which I could show real quick. With the custom shape tool, if you want a frame, which I already have it set to, yeah, let's just do that. No, let's not do that. Let's draw it. Because see, like, you have no real control over, like, the look. Though this isn't so bad with that, but then you have to cut out the frame. It just ends up becoming a lot of mess to clean this up. And then also I'd have to thin out the stroke. 1. It's a stroke size, so 2. See, so it's this kind of constant fiddling that has to be done. Here's where the spaces are. So if I did that, corners are fine, more options. Gap 3. Interesting. But see, it's like the problem is that, but I'm thinking now I could actually take this, remove that inner part, and I should be all right. Like, let's see. Move that, move that, move that anchor, move that one. And that gives me actually closer to what I'm looking for. Because now I can just take this, view, grid, show, grid. So this is not bad because this shape is very usable. And that's not what I wanted. Here it is, Control T. So then we can stretch it out. And because it's locked to the stroke only, it won't actually do anything else. So this is nice in terms of that, but I think I do need guides because I want to stretch it a little bit. Like, these are set to 2.5, so 1, 2. I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit because it's not exactly where I want it. 2.5 there, perfect. And this one is gonna be whatever. So it's this. There's 1. And then I gotta get rid of 2.5, so it should be 8.75. There. And then I'm gonna do the same with the top. You know, let's make this even easier. That's fine. I don't need this, and I don't need this. What I need to do is I need to adjust my grid, because the grid will make my life easier. So let's see. Let's go 0.125 inches. Boom. Problem solved. Because now I can just zoom out. Control T. If I select the right thing, Control T. There it is. So zoom in a little bit. So, alright. Then we'll just bring it up to here. Alright, and then we just bring this down to here. And then we control minus. And that gives us a nice framing. So what this will do is, this is where we'll be able to put like our monster profile. And the cool part is, if you do this, and you go Control T again, we'll go down to here, here, move in a little bit, and in a little bit. And technically you have a place where you can put your monster name. So the idea is when it's folded over, that's why this is technically upside down. So when it's folded over, you'll have your monster there. And it gives that nice feel for it. Here are our dotted lines. And the spacing's nice and even across the board, so that's great. And essentially you can do this with all sorts of tools. So if you take like the anchor tool, you can actually remove anchors, or pen tool. And by removing the anchors, it will allow you just to remove certain things that you may not want there, certain components, things like that. So in this case, like I removed the middle box because the middle box is actually more in my way than not. For those who are trying to do something a lot more custom, then you can actually just build your own. So I'll go into building a frame or building parts of a frame in a bit, or at least building a path. Actually, yeah, because I'll use a path pen tool and I can build paths, and it would turn out pretty good, but at least better in Illustrator, but it'll show you the point. This, however, gets our main thing, which we needed, which was that. Now, the thing is, what do you need when you're actually working with monsters? So let's pull up the bestiary of stuff that let's actually pull up a bestiary. So I'm gonna bring this down here for now, and back in D&D Beyond. So let's go player handbook. Now, just for showing purposes, let's look at some creatures. So these are the main stats. You have your armor class, your hit points, and your speed, just like a player. So we already have the name on one side, but on the opposite side, we're going to want the name as well. So we can actually take this one, dupe it, hold that a little bit so it becomes in range. No, not you. Then you could just, no. Control plus. And this is where a lot of scroll work happens. Hold shift, so when you make your movement, it holds within the same spot, except for like whatever axes you're moving it on. And there it is. That's that. So because this is the name, and then we can just stretch this out here and stretch this one out here. So here's our nameplate. Let's control minus. So this way the DM can actually know what the name of the creature is. So this will help the DM in terms of seeing the creature. The next bit is going to be your AC and other ones. So again, same idea. Take this, dupe it down, bring it a good portion of the way, and then you would grab it and then you just boom. Now this one we actually want to stretch a little bit bigger height wise, so we have room to put AC, speed, hit points, so on and so forth. So we'll do that, and that's that one done. Next is going to be the big stats. So that'll be your other key 6 stats. So we can actually just take this as is and just bring it into place. There. So that'll be that. And then we can put whatever other information we need down here. So, man, maybe it cropped a little too low. It's fine, though. We'll adjust it as we need to, but basically, that's fine. So we're going to just do this. And then in here, we're going to draw a box, which we're going to stretch up and stretch down. And maybe stretch it a little bit up because I want it inside the box cleanly. And then we're going to put name, Command A. You cannot be the same color as that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, so that's this. And we want to make sure we adjust whatever we need to, so let's see. Cancel. Let's see. $79. Let's see, 100. Let's see. 50 pixels. Let's see. 50. No. It's gonna be minus 50. It's gonna be minus less than 50. See, and that's the thing. You have to kind of play around with these things just to get a good feel for it. Yeah, I'm happy with that, because when that's gone, and then I just name, and then we can just change the font size. So in this case, we're gonna change it. Let's make it 60, and let's pick something that's a little more fantasy-like. So yeah, Charlemagne. I feel like Charlemagne's a good one. And then you just take this bad boy and we're gonna drag it down. So this is gonna be some resizing. So each stat is gonna live pretty much like right around here-ish. Because if I do that, I should be able to grab this and then one more time. That's about it the same, because then you could just take all three now and just adjust them as need be, and then you go into each of them, and then we can just do AC, AC, and HP. I don't know what it's trying to do here. Alright, stop it. HP. And then one more. Speed. 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 There we go. And then you could put your stats below. What I actually should have been doing is grouping these. So like this, let's see, this, and this should get grouped, and we're gonna rename. And we're gonna call this fold lines. So this will be where our folds happen, and that'll be that. So let's see, fold lines, and then we have frame. All right, that one's fine. That one, and then we're gonna grab our new text. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and those are gonna put in a group, and we're gonna call this group. Let's see, we'll call it defense stats. There we go. And you're not a capital P, now you are. All right. Because then if I select, I I wonder if I take this and I try the fill with white. Ah, perfect. So we're not gonna go with white itself. We're gonna try filling with something a little more grayish, just because we don't want it to be too harsh on the eyes. So let's go. How gray do we want to go? How gray do we go? Fill you. Okay. Fill you. No. Yeah, that's not bad, honestly. It could be a little bit lighter. Okay. Alright. Oh, I know what's going on. Wait, do I? No. This gray is way too dark for this shape. And I'm not even in the right place anyway. Alright, your fill needs to be changed. No. For now, we'll leave it white, but we'll figure out a color for that eventually, because let's see, show grid. It's not bad, but it definitely could do for a little bit of variation, but that's fine for now. So that'll be a good starting point. And now we have another grouping to deal with. Where is it? No, 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 no. Oh, yep. You, group, name, DM side. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to grab you, frame tool, fill, same color. Alright. Honestly, we'll just do all of them the same. Fill. There. This one, however, let's see. Is it you? It's you. You, we can actually afford to go this color. Maybe. Yeah, actually, that's fine. I actually like it this way. It sticks with the motif that we are going for. So now this is gonna be, let's see, this one. New. You. And we're gonna merge these, and we're gonna call this player name player side. There. And then there's this one. We could just call this background. You're gonna get put in the folder. And we're gonna call this group let's see, main stats. So these will be the monster's main stats, and this is where we put the 6. So let's see if I can. We're gonna copy these into main stats. And then, nice. So we're gonna actually move them down a little bit. And then we're gonna copy them again and move these down a little bit. And this will help us figure out how much more we need. So view, show, grid. And again, it's really just to get like all the stats we want for monsters in there. This will help, especially on DMing, because you can just put this bad boy on your screen. And then this will just be a nice simple template for people to use. Maybe I'll throw it on GitHub and link in the YouTube video. But again, you can find links to my GitHub somewhere around here. I know I'm in Twitter land now, but when it's on YouTube, it'll be down there. So that'll be fun. Now these, I'm going to change all the sizings. So text tool, 60 is way too aggressive. Let's go 46, no 45. There we go. I think I could go a tiny bit smaller. So let's go 36. There we are, because that'll leave space for like to write in other numbers. And just in case, we're gonna bump these up a little bit so they have some room to breathe underneath. There. And then we're gonna start renaming these. So I have to remember what the 6 stats are. And that's always the fun part. So let me actually, because it's just easier to have it open in 2 screens. Yes, let's start with strength like every normal stat block does. Because building something for stat block should follow standard procedure. Nope. We are. This one. After strength is going to be dex. After dex we have con. After con, that's when we get into intelligence. After intelligence, well, let's do that. And after intelligence, we're going to get into wisdom. And then last but not least, my paladin's favorite, the charisma. Alright, and then with that, that'll get the other stat blocks, armor, class. Alright, cool. So, the last block, which let's do some resizing, unfortunately. Let's just go the full 2.5. Yeah. Alright, and then we're going to take this. Control T, stretch you down, you big colorful block. There we go, and that made it slightly bigger. And the reasoning for that is because next up is, alright, there are our main stats. Alright, so after getting our main stat block done, let's see, let's close this. I need to reorganize this, so image player side should be technically up top. Defense stats come after name on the DM side. That goes there, and between the two should be fold lines there. Alright, and then we're just gonna take this and we're gonna dupe it, drag it outside, and we'll drag it below this one here. And we're just gonna hold down so we can grab it. Alright, shift so we stay in place, put some spacing. Control T this bad boy and stretch it all the way down. There we are. Alright. Now this is gonna be the big old text block, which I'm just looking at the weirdness that's going on. No, don't do that. Don't. Bad text. Yeah, you go. No, don't do that. Alright. let's just, there we are. We're gonna do some resizing, get to that line, get to that line. Let's do that. That's fine. This is gonna be a big stat block, so even 36 is a little too big. And we're gonna go dang it, A, and we're gonna change the font to I don't know, this, and we're gonna put it above the frame so we can actually see it. And most important thing is redoing some alignments. All right, cool. So there's a few things going on here. Like one thing is skills. I'm not happy with the size, so it's still a tad bit big. Skills, that's better. Skills, and then we're gonna do senses, light. Languages. Alright. Let's see. Challenge. And then let's see. Traits and actions. So traits, actions. And again, because this is just very templatized, it'll be edited for whatever creatures you're dealing with, because obviously every creature has actions, but they may not have like the same traits. They may not have the same skills, language. They may not have skills or languages, but this is a good example of like what it should look like. And then we would just take these two and we would just group them, and this group we call skills, traits, actions. Boom. So there we have it, and now we have our template. So with this template we can now almost. I need to take name. I almost forgot you. No, don't do that. Do this. And then we're gonna take this and hold shift. Yeah, move it there. And we're gonna move it right into there. Because then we could just take it again. Yes. And then we'll take this. So unfortunately, this is the less fun part, which, let's go grab our text. So this has to be shrunk a little. And then we're also gonna wanna change the size a bit, because it's gonna be smaller for somewhat obvious reasons. Let's bring that, and we'll move this down in a bit. Or actually, we'll bring this down now. Alright, so that's that, and that. And then the other thing we're going to want to do is we're going to have to rotate this thing. Alright. So this gets a control. Let's see, I always forget how to do this. Let's go make that minus 18. A minus 18. There, that'll bring it a little further down. And yeah. All right. Put that away. This. Control T. Alright, so let's see, image layer. Let's see, edit, rotate. Where's my rotate? Transform. There it is. And we're gonna go 180. There we are. So then if I type, it'll actually do the name backwards. Yeah. Not gonna be fun to do, but it'll do it. So this way when it folds over, it looks the way it should. That's why the rotation was needed. So that's our template. So let's see. Save on computer, and we're gonna rename this tracker template. All right, boom. Maximum effort, everybody. Maximum effort. So now let's say you want to actually make this usable. The fun part. All right. So to do said things, you're gonna have to do a lot of editing, but say you have a bat. So let me just pull up a bat real quick. So here's the bat from the player's handbook. Here are all its stats, including modifiers and so on and so forth. Grand. So I realized what I'm missing in the template. I need to add some more text fields. All right, cool. So you see these text fields. Let's see, main. Well, defense stats. I'm gonna cheat here too. We're gonna drag these here, and then you just hold that down arrow key, and yeah, about there's good. So with these, we're just gonna take our text. 30. No, that's not right. AC don't get that high. Let's just go 0. And then here. And HP, let's just put 0. And speed is usually 30. Speed is going to get tricky though, because with speed, you have to accommodate for different, pretty much different terrains. So for that, you'll probably have to shrink the text down to make it work, and then put the terrains in a specific order or something. It's something to play with, basically. But it's that. There we go. So there are stats there. And these can actually be dragged below this and hide that. Alright, cool. Now main stats. We'll take this, and we're going to take these 6. Same thing, drag them, and then switch over to this, and just down until they're spacing. So we want these fairly close, and then we're going to drag these right below so I don't forget to do it. Alright, cool. So that's that, and then we're going to switch over to our tool, and 0. And then we're going to delete this. Why does that last letter always want to not behave today? Photoshop is acting weird. I may have to do a restart tonight, but that's fine. There. So that's set. And now the template is officially done. Alright, cool. So that's saved. And now we have our template done. Now with our template done, we can actually fill in the blanks. And let's see. So let's see, fill in the blanks means, that's right. Pulling up this, and then just going bat. Alright. Then we go here. Hence why I always say, always be saving. Bat. Boom, 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 boom. Walk, fly. Alright. Now let's look at some other stats. Strength. So it's going to be 2, 15, 2, 15, 8, 2. 2. The real question is, will I be able to remember what their modifiers are? And the answer is no. 15, 8, 2, and then wisdom is 12, 4. Alright. So 12. 12, and then we're going to do a 4, and with that, those are the base stats, but modifiers are what really matter. So these numbers all mean nothing. Yeah, 2 is -4, that makes sense. So -4, 15, I do know that's +2, because again, I literally just did that, +2. And always remember to include your like plus or minus signs. Yeah, I should include like the parentheses in the template. 8 is actually -1. 2 is gonna be another -4. 12 is gonna be a +1. So plus 1, yeah. Best of typing. Alright, and because 2 is actually -4, 4 is going to be -3. Because then 6 is -2. Boom. Getting it. There you have that. And now, because I'm a little bit lazy, let's see. His senses. So, boom. These are the senses, so we can go here and go here, space, boom. Senses in, then we go here again. So here's one of his skills. Actually, here are 2 of his skills, so we'll take all of this. And because there's no languages, it makes no sense. Oh, challenge rating, can't forget that, and the XP count. So that's going to be good to have because you always want to know what you're getting. So this part is space there. Languages, again, we can get rid of languages because languages aren't a thing. There we go. Skills. Yeah, see, there's some weird stuff going on. Alright. See what I mean? There's some weirdness. Alright, that's fine there. Challenges, blah blah blah. Traits. Alright, so under traits, that's where we're gonna dump, not that. That's where we go in and grab this other text. Copy that. Paste. And then the last bit is gonna be actions. So for actions, we're just gonna go here again, and he only has one action, which is bite. So I'll just copy that in. And there we are. No! And that's what happens when you don't do things the right way, everybody. No, that stays. Alright, let's try this again from the top. So annoying when things don't work like they're supposed to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably restart Photoshop or something. It's acting wonky today. Never had it act like this in a while. I think I know part of what's going on too. So let's it's part of the font tool. So if I go, where's that font stuff? This, change that to 0. There we go. That'll at least fix that part of it. I'll add that to the template too, so you guys don't have to deal with it. And I'll do whatever other readjustments, because this way that doesn't become an issue, because that bit is an issue. The typing, I don't know what's going on with that. One problem solved, one at a time, one at a time. Yep, and you can see this is going to go a lot faster the second time. So we'll just do that, that, and then same with actions, that, that. Boom, this. There we are. Alright, cool. So then we're going to just paste this bad boy in. Hit the check this time. Save. And then all we need is an image of a bat. So for ease, we're just gonna steal from borrow aggressively from Google. So let's just go bats. Images. Yes, you're the one. And then we're just gonna take that, paste that in. It's Command T, percentage wise, let's go 25 and 25. Yes, all right, that seems good enough. Or we can at least line it up. There we are. And we're gonna rotate it. Let's go 180. And then we're gonna drag this bad boy all the way up and right here. And there you have it. You've now created, well, we've created our first DM screen attachable.